Okay, Mom, what are we doing today in the series?
Well, today it's going to be fudge. Good old-fashioned fudge.
Sort of like the fudge you have at Christmas or
Yes.
gatherings you bring to Christmas parties.
In fact, I generally make it mainly at Christmas time, and then it remains a treat for people, rather than if I made it every day. This is my tattered recipe.
Now, when I think of fudge, I think of some fudge has nuts in it, some fudge has all sorts. What exactly type of fudge are we making today?
Well, we're making plain, ordinary fudge, no nuts. We have some people that just like their pure fudge.
Okay.
This is the old-fashioned method. None of these tricks with marshmallow cream and things that just are surefire. That's why sometimes the recipe comes out a little too soft. But if we're trying to do it as perfectly as we can, and so we're going to go for the regular good fudge.
Okay, now you mentioned your tattered old recipe. Is this your own family concoction, or did you?
No, I'll tell you. For many years, when I was a teenager, both at home and in my friends' homes, we tried to make fudge, and it never, ever succeeded.
Seems to be a problem. A lot of these fudge recipes aren't followed correctly,
That's the main problem. People are too anxious. They're not patient. And then, years later, I was reading Better Homes and Gardens, and here it said, the ultimate in cooked fudge. That's one of them. And I cut it out and I said, I am going to try and make fudge.
And so this is the result of that experiment.
And my family all seemed to love it. And so I decided that's going to be my recipe for fudge.
Great. Well, what do we do to get going? What do we need in terms of equipment and ingredients?
Well, first of all, we start with a pan, and I believe this is a 2-quart saucepan.
Okay, this is your standard cooking saucepan?
Yes.
Nothing fancy,
No.
silver stone?
No, the recipe does, no. The recipe does say heavy, but I find this is your Revere ware, and I find this perfectly suitable. So
it's a 2-quart pan?
Yes. I have a little pat of butter. You can use shortening or margarine or whatever, and I'm going to rub it around the sides of my pan.
So this is to stop the fudge from sticking?
Yes, right. And because as it boils, it kind of boils up, and as you say, you don't want it to stick. And as long as I have my towel with my butter, I may as well butter the pan, which I'm going to use to pour the fudge into.
So this is the final serving pan?
Yes. Well, I will cut the little square at the end, squares out, and put them on a plate, or sometimes I put them in boxes as gifts. But this is just about the right size. I measured it, and it's about 7 inches square. So I won't need that for a while, so I'll set that aside.
Okay, so we've got our 2 pans all greased up, so to speak.
That's right. Now it's time to get going.
Let's do that.
Here I've got 2 cups of granulated sugar.
So this is the powdered sugar you buy at your local
No, this is not powdered sugar.
Okay.
This is your regular, ordinary granulated sugar, used for baking, and well, I put it in my coffee. A lot of people don't.
Now, how much sugar did you put in there?
I put 2 cups.
2 cups of regular granulated sugar.
That's right. Then I have 3/4 of a cup of milk.
Okay.
Now I happen to use 2% milk because that's what I have. That's what I buy, and I'm sure you could use.
Now, what do you think about all this 2%, 1% milk nowadays? Is that?
Well, I don't really know. I suppose I got in the habit of buying 2% because of certain family members preferred to have a lighter, and so I've just gotten in the habit. All right, now we have 2 1-ounce squares of baking chocolate. Now this is not semi-sweet. You wouldn't want to eat it as is because it's bitter, very bitter. But it's for cooking purposes. So each one is 1 ounce, and I put 2 of them in there.
So we have 2 1-ounce chunks of cooking chocolate.
That's right. Then we have a teaspoon of light corn syrup, which is a staple that you can get in any store.
Now, light corn syrup.
That's right. There's also dark corn syrup. And I don't know if that would be, you could use that too. I don't know. But I'm a recipe follower, and it says light corn syrup. I use light corn. 1 teaspoon.
So once again, we have the philosophy, follow the recipe.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Okay.
Okay, now I want 1 teaspoon. Now corn syrup is extremely thick. And so what I'm going to do, okay, there's my teaspoon. Now, sometimes when I'm alone making, I take my finger and scoop it out. But for the reasons of sanity here, or sanity.
Well, sanity is probably the best thing we can hope for in making fudge.
Yeah, I'm going to scoop it out with that end of the spoon there. Now, here's a dash of salt. Well, that's sort of, you know, it kind of arbitrary, so I just take and maybe a little more. There. Now, I think we have all our main ingredients in here. I'm going to double check my list.
Okay.
Your 2 cups of sugar.
2 cups of sugar.
3/4 cup milk. 2 1-ounce squares unsweetened chocolate. The dash of salt and the teaspoon of corn syrup.
Okay, and we've got them all in the pan.
That's correct. Now, I love my wooden spoon for making fudge.
Are there any memories associated with that spoon?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
And then what I'm going to do is stir them, mix them. I'm going to,
Do we have the heat on now or no?
not yet. I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to go to about a medium temperature, which on my stove, I go from, it goes high, here's off, it goes up to 6 and simmer. I put it on number 4.
Okay.
That, it'll take maybe a little longer than a higher heat, but this, I don't have to worry about it burning. And if you burn chocolate, it's no good at all. You have to throw it out.
And it's difficult to clean up, isn't it?
Yes, yes. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to stir. I'm going to continue stirring until it comes to a boil. And that takes a while. And so I have to keep stirring and stirring.
What is the purpose of the stirring? Is that too obvious a question for...
Oh, no, not at all.
It just gets the ingredients moving together,
That's right.
Mixing with the air.
That's right, and also, you know, if you keep stirring, there's no danger of anything being on the bottom, or right on direct heat, and burning. And in this, as I say, with chocolate, it's especially bad. Now, the chocolate has to melt, and that takes a while. And once it melts, then it will continue heating up until it finally starts to boil. And so I'm going to be standing here doing this for a while.
Okay, well, why don't we take a look at it a little bit later on and see exactly what happens to the fudge as it gets hotter and hotter, and what are the types of things we will be doing. Because I imagine there must be a certain heat that you have to start being careful.
Yes, that's very, very right.
Okay, let's wait till then.
Okay.